We Like Dota is brought to you by our generous patrons. Find out how to help support the show at WeLikeDota.com and follow the links to the Patreon. We Like Dota, episode 69.
69.
Starts now.
Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome back to We Like Dota, the internet's casual Dota 2 podcast. I'm Brian Sahbone Yinger, and joining me on this wonderful afternoon is Jared Clyde Frog Pedersen. Hello, Jared.
Hey, Brian. How's it going today?
I'm doing just great, Jared. I had a wonderful evening with my wife last night.
Wonderful.
We did not play Dota, unfortunately.
That's unfortunate.
But it was a good night anyway. Jared, also joining us is the internet's darling and senior executive producer, Mr. Cheeks of Flappin'. Hello, Cheeks.
Greetings from the West Coast feed.
Yes.
The West Coast feed. How are things on the West Coast? Still there?
The things are beautiful. They're hot.
Okay.
Oh.
It's been hot lately. I've been
hot?
Sweating like a...
Sweaty man.
I don't know.
Sweating like a sweaty man.
Sweating like Jared on Try Hard night.
Oh, yeah. That's bad. That's bad news then.
Yeah. Pretty sweaty.
It actually got kind of chilly here last night. I had shorts on in the afternoon, and by the evening, I was quite cold.
Yeah. I was a little chilly, too. I had to put on some sweats.
This is how you know when you're old, when you start talking about things like the weather and...
No. When you're old is when you start to feel it in your joints, and you can predict the weather with your body.
Yes.
So when you're like, oh, my knee blew up.
Storms are rolling in.
Storms are brewing.
Storms are rolling in. Knees feeling real bad. All right, guys, let's start the show as we always do with Dota feelings. Here we go.
Oh yeah! Oh, look at it go! Oh yeah!
Cheeks, we're gonna start with you. First of all, I feel like you should voice a Dota 2 hero.
I should? Yeah, that'd be fun. I'd love to get into voice acting.
Yeah.
That would be great.
If I could do it. I think my voice is still a little bit gravelly. I was talking about how before the show, how I really hate my voice because it's kind of weak. I think it's from years of screaming and singing.
Probably.
Singing in the group.
Yeah.
And so I think it made my voice, sort of damaged my vocal cords a little bit. But
right.
I think it'd be fun to be a voice actor.
Oh, yeah.
Here, describe the hero.
Let's see. Okay, it's a new Dota 2 hero. In the new Source 2 engine.
Oh.
Yes, okay.
And let's see. Well, it would be Pantsless Void, right? Pantsless Void is the first hero in the Source 2 engine.
Okay, all right. So Pantsless Void, here we go. What's one of his lines? Here we go. I got a line. Here we go.
Pants are timeless.
Yeah, there we go. No, I've got it. Here we go. Let me get in the zone.
Okay.
I'm sort of a method actor here, so... Okay.
Nice. Okay.
I have no time for pants.
Perfect. I give it a 10 out of 10. Would vote for on Workshop.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes,
thank you. But
I'm feeling... Should I talk about my feelings?
Yeah, let's talk about how Dota 2 made you feel this week.
Yeah.
Cheeks.
It was fine. I had a fun time on Friday night with the Try Hard night. We had one game where we won, where Ben drafted. He just hopped in there. I was about to click it, but I guess I was too slow. I guess there's no time to like stop and scratch yourself or anything.
Ben claims
when
he
Ben's
was
like ready to play some Dota.
Ben claims he was.
Jared and I decided, was like, okay, I'll draft, and then I was like, I'll just click this, and I was like, what? And
somebody
then Ben
already
hopped
came
in there.
Yeah.
It was interesting. He claims he was trolling us with the bans.
Combo.
Well, his first ban was Meepo.
That's not like bans are not like you can't really troll too hard with bans. I don't think.
No. You can pretty much waste bans.
Yeah. So you felt okay.
But who did he draft? Oh, he drafted Tree for me there.
Yeah,
I love Tree. So
and you have that nice tree.
So
set.
I had a fun time with that
for sure.
And then otherwise, I think I came away feeling guilty about Dota this week.
Oh,
because the only time I played was Friday night for the Try Hard night, and that second game I drafted, And then I'm pretty sure I threw the game with not throwing down golems. So I was playing Warlock, and I just kept throwing down Upheaval instead of golems, and then stuff. Even when I had golems ready, even when I had double golems, I still.
You had the most kills though. I looked it up on Dota Buff.
Here's the thing, though. We were playing against a silencer, and that silencer was pretty good on his global.
He was on top. Every time I was about to throw down golems or would throw up an Upheaval, he would like global silence just before I did it. So apparently I was telegraphing, a little too much.
Well, they were definitely...
I was standing there like, I'm going to do it now. And, press,
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know how I could have juked him out of, doing the global silence. But,
yeah, I think we just
and
need
then
to focus
the rest of
on...
the time, I also felt guilty because I played for offlane for like a Let's Play, or Ben hates that term, but something like that. For offlane, for the YouTube channel, we did a Let's Play of Heroes of the Storm. Now that's a game. And I know
Officially
I actually
out of
had
beta.
fun. Because we played that one game on the podcast, and it was in the beta, and then it turns out we were just playing against bots. But it was actually kind of fun to actually play with Ben and kind of make some stuff happen. It's very, very action-y, and the games are a lot faster. And it was, what one of the coolest thing was?
What's that?
It was like the environmental stuff. Like, it's like
Okay.
you could tell it was like the final released version, because I like jumped to do some ability thing, and I landed on a crate of apples, and it just exploded, and the apples were like smashed.
Nice. I believe that
It was
was
pretty cool.
that was also a key feature of Infinite Crisis, which is no longer with us.
Oh, well, we'll see if Heroes of the Storm lasts. So I
makes
feel
it.
guilty for cheating on Dota. But honestly, it was just, it's been a busy couple weeks, wrapping up
Yeah.
at the end of the school year. And so it was nice to get in and get sort of a MOBA-esque experience in a shorter amount of time. 'Cause
Yeah.
those Dota games
Can I ask
still
for
last
your,
pretty long.
Can I ask for your thoughts on Heroes of the Storm, or should we direct everyone to the Offlane Gaming Show?
You just go check out our offlane gaming Let's Play. I think my hurried sort of oh, go. Oh no, go over here. That sort of stuff. I think kind of gives the impression that I'm enjoying myself. So whenever I get that much
Absolutely.
into it to make those sounds,
Yeah.
No.
then
makes
I
sense.
must be having a good time. So you can check that out on offlanegaming.com. So that's how I feel. Guilty.
Okay.
So
Who
guilty.
would you like to pass the torch on to?
Oh.
next?
I want to know how Jared feels. I know he was sweating it.
Yeah. Well,
Friday.
Friday was a hot day, a little bit. And I'm a cheap guy, and I didn't turn on my AC because I thought it was going to cool down during the day, and it did, or during the evening. But the room that I play in my office is just super hot. It's a hot box.
It's a hot box.
It is. It's crazy.
It's like you're a POW or something.
Yeah, it was nuts. But yeah, so I got sweaty on Friday. It was great.
If I'm being honest, I kind of like getting sweaty and playing Dota 2.
I don't.
I kind of
Really?
like.
I don't.
I kind of like it. Yeah.
I got so intense I had to take a shower before I went to bed.
Well, for a while I was doing the Dota 2 workout, where if I would die, I would have to do incrementally more and more push-ups.
Oh, interesting.
That sounds terrible.
It was fun. Obviously, it didn't really work for me. I think I've gotten larger actually.
Yeah, that happens. It happens with age. But no, I feel, I think, a little, not necessarily gypped, but like just a little. I don't feel like I really got a good Dota experience this week.
No.
Yeah.
I was really, I don't know. I feel like I want to play more just because I don't get to play so much.
Right.
I want to play like every hero. So I just had that feeling this week where I didn't play enough to actually play some of the heroes that I wanted to.
Yeah.
But yeah, overall, I mean, it was a fun time. I enjoyed playing. My Tiny went nuts in the first game.
You've been doing
Yeah.
well on Tiny lately.
Yeah, it was pretty intense.
I will
this
say
is the second tryhard week where I've played Warlock and you've played Tiny, right?
I think so, yeah.
And I think in both those games, just like having those two dudes together for us,
It works well.
because I can heal you up really easily and give you mana. It feels like just a good support
Yeah.
sort of care combo for us, I think.
I will say, all joking aside, when Ben drafted, he drafted as comfort heroes, and I definitely like that.
Yeah, no, that's a good point.
Yeah.
That always brings us back to the point, like we talked about once. My drafting style is very much I think about things too much, but I'd always try to get us on heroes that we're comfortable on.
Well, I think if you were
yeah.
drafting for a team that knew what they were doing and could play all the heroes, you'd have great success.
Yeah,
but we don't know all the heroes, and we're bad at the game mechanically.
Well, yeah.
So-
I mean, we just don't get enough time to practice, you know?
I know. I think you're a up and coming professional Dota 2 drafter, Jared.
Sure, yeah. If that was a thing, that I would definitely be doing that, I'm sure.
That's kind of what the coaches do.
Yeah. But, yeah, it is what it is.
It is
yeah.
what it is.
So Jared,
Enjoy Dota.
because I'm feeling guilty
Okay.
about Dota,
Mm-hmm.
and then the fact I'm also kind of saddened by the fact that you're not able to play as much.
Okay.
What I'm gonna do is I'm bringing my PC for TI because I can just drive it down.
Okay.
I'll also bring my laptop so that we can ensure that anytime you are not watching a game, you are playing a game of Dota.
Oh, that sounds great.
Yeah.
So we'll just have you on. Maybe we'll like stream your games,
All right.
and you can just get as many of the people in the community because we've obviously probably the rest of us won't be able to play, but we'll cast for you maybe.
Sure.
Or something.
All right.
I was concerned
So-
that we're going to be going to TI and we'll be there for a week, and we won't actually be able to play the game at all, which would be sad.
Well, we had thought about trying to figure out a way to play if we were driving out, like on the drive.
That could have happened very
Yeah.
easily.
Yeah, no, that's
Yeah.
true. But
Well, this one we're gonna get Jared back into the game. So every time we're not at TI.
so I'm just not going to sleep.
Yeah, you're just gonna play Dota the whole time.
All right,
You'll
I'm
be
fine with
so filled up on gameplay of your own.
Yeah.
We'll
By
do
the
like
TI,
a,
you'll be like, whew, that was great.
we'll do like a Clockwork Orange type thing, except with Dota.
All right. A Clockwork
There
Dota.
we go.
A Clockwork Dota, yes.
We'll get you caught up.
Wait, Dota. A Clockwork's actually a Dota player.
That's true.
Yeah. All right. Well, hey Brian, how are you? How was your week in Dota?
It was good.
Now that my week's been sufficiently railroaded.
I sadly, I guess this is a bit of a confession. This
Oh.
is a Sahbone confession.
This is a bone confessional.
I only played one match this week, which is sad because I'm the host of a mildly successful Dota 2 podcast.
Moderately.
I should play more than one match a week.
I only played 2.
This was this week though, only.
Yeah.
But anyway, it was fine. I played, in the Try Hard Night on Friday.
Did you get a chance to watch some Dota?
I watched Dota, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, good.
But Ben drafted me good old Morana.
Yeah.
And,
You settled up on Morana.
yeah, I played offlane Morana, and, Cheeks, you and we got to lane together, which that doesn't happen often. So
Yeah.
that was fun. You have some serious jukes on Treant, by the way. There's
Do
one.
I?
There was one point where I was like, "Oh, Cheeks is dead," and then like, I left the lane.
Invis myself out of there.
Yeah, and you were like, O'Brien, I'm still alive. And I was like, wow, that's
And I just
incredible.
wanted you to know I felt pretty good about that too.
Yeah.
Whenever I
Yeah.
get juke, whenever I pull
Oh,
off
yeah.
jukes, I'm always very proud.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
almost prouder than if I pull off a kill.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
Almost.
So I played some Morana, and I haven't really played her a ton lately. So I'm kind of bad on her.
Well, yeah.
But I don't know. As an offlane Morana, I felt like I had good game impact, even though I didn't, like, the stats didn't really show it.
Right. Well, I think what I remember specifically is we really used Moonlight Shadow effectively.
That was
Oh,
really
yeah.
good. I think that ultimate is kind of overpowered, by the way.
The duration's pretty short.
Yeah, but there's no cast animation on it.
Right, there's a fade delay.
There's
though.
the fade delay, yeah. But that
Yeah.
thing's really good.
Oh, yeah. It's
Yeah.
great. It's
It is
basically
really
having
good.
a smoke at all times.
And I felt like I put a lot of pressure on the Clinks in the mid lane. Because I remember seeing Puck like rotate a lot, and he didn't really do too much.
No.
He did it. He was okay in the early game, but I don't know. Anyway, I think with Morana, one thing that's really cool about her is that even if you aren't landing your arrows, like if the mid lane knows that you could be hit by an arrow at any time,
Yeah. They play a little
that's-
safer.
They
for
play a
sure.
little safer, yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It was kind of cool to see some game impact that way. But regardless, I still felt like I played horrible, and it just put me in a bad mood when I was done,
Yeah.
which is dumb.
Well, basically what happened was we ended up winning one team fight, and then I had Tiny Ags and a Moon Shard.
A moon shart.
Yeah, and a Mask of Madness. So I burned through like
That was
every building in
Crazy.
like less than 20 seconds.
Well,
Like, the tier 3, the Rax, tier 4s, and the Ancient.
Well, you had Tiny with what, level 1 grow, and
No, at that point I was level 3.
Well, I saw you walking around with the tiny, with like the little tiny with the ag scepter.
Yeah.
That was pretty funny.
Yeah, but I exploded after that.
Yeah.
So it was nuts.
It was crazy. It all turned around. We took one team fight in the bottom lane, took a tier 2 tower off of that, and then immediately did Roshan, and like the game was over then.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if you saw the XP graph on Dota Buff, but we went from being down 5,000 experience to leading by 20,000 experience in less than 9 minutes.
That's pretty awesome.
A 25,000 experience swing in 9 minutes of game time.
That's pretty awesome.
So, yeah, I think that's the definition of a snowball, if you will.
I think that is the definition of it, yes.
Yeah, exactly.
So there we go. I don't know how Dota made me feel, but it made me feel complicated.
It made you feel.
My feelings are complicated.
It made you feel.
Yes. Okay, so Cheeks, do we have anything to give away during the Noobs Ask Noobs segment this week?
Yeah, you bet. I'm going to give away one of the new, what is it, the treasure chest, the international...
Oh, yeah.
What do they call that?
Something
Brian has a problem.
Something cachet.
Something
collector's cache.
Some sort of cache.
Cachet.
Anyway,
is it
giving away
cache
the
or
Juggernaut
cachet?
set from that today.
The Jug, okay.
For the Noobs Ask Noobs thing. So the Juggernaut set, it's Juggernaut. He has a sword.
You have to gift that.
Yeah,
you can gift it once.
Well, that's usually what I do.
Oh,
Cool.
okay, nice.
So,
Awesome.
we'll be giving that away, and then also I want to allow people to know, give them a heads up.
Heads up.
That at our next live premiere of Offlane Gaming
Oh.
for episode 5, because we made it 5 episodes, we're going to be giving away a copy of The Witcher 3.
Oh, wow.
Oh, dang.
So, the Wild Hunt, the new hotness
Yeah.
in gaming. So, be sure to tune into that over at twitch.tv/Offlane Gaming. Also put on our Twitter when that live premiere is going to be. I'm assuming it will be next Monday, but, sometimes we get sort of held up on recording stuff.
Yeah.
So.
Fair enough. So the 15th.
We shall see.
I've showed up for those, and I've had a good time.
Yeah, they're fun. We talk.
Yes.
Right.
And it's a good time.
Yes.
Yeah. Absolutely, man.
All right, well, Cheeks, I think we'll see you at the bottom of the show for chatting with Cheeks and Noobs Ask Noobs.
Indeed. You'll see these cheeks at the bottom.
Hey.
Oh, wait. That was a butt joke.
It was a butt joke, yes.
Yeah, that was
It
nice.
was.
That was nice.
All right, let's move on to the news.
To read the future, I need entrails!
So, Brian, I think we need to have a talk.
What do we need to have a talk about, Jared?
You really need a hat intervention.
It's pretty bad, Jared. All right, so let's talk, Jared. Okay, so Valve dropped a new collector's cache. When did that drop? That was Thursday? I
think it was Thursday, yeah.
Which, well, first of all, everyone was absolutely convinced that that's when the Source 2 would drop.
Yeah.
And if you looked on Dota 2 on Reddit, there was, in the top 5 posts, one post was, here's why the next update will be Source 2. And the other one was, here's why the next update will not be Source 2. And they were completely just meaningless.
Completely.
Yeah.
But-
Okay, anyway, I'm pulling it up on my tablet here to talk about all the hats.
Yeah.
But so Valve released a new treasure chest, and the deal with it is you can only buy it if you're a compendium owner.
So that's kind of neat, first off.
That's kind of neat. And that there's just like this rolling kind of list of stipulations that made me really want to buy this thing.
Okay.
And first of all, the fact that it was exclusive to compendium owners kind of did something to me.
Right. Oh, I think 80% of the community probably is compendium owner, but...
That's true, yeah. I like that it was exclusive, though.
Yeah, no, it gives it a different kind of feel.
It's like being in the captain's club.
Yeah, for
when
sure.
you fly Delta or something
Yeah,
like that.
exactly.
Yeah.
So you go in there and get drinks and
That's right.
some little, sausage
Peanuts,
things.
sausage things.
Yeah,
Vienna
the
sausages.
little- Vienna sausages.
So it costs $1.99, and I think it was 25% of those sales go to the prize pool.
Right.
But there's 11 community-created mythical sets, and I think the Medusa one also comes with a cursor pack as well.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
I don't like the cursor packs, though.
I use one, and I don't mind it.
Yeah.
I think it's the Centaur War Runner.
I should give it a try. I just feel like the cursor packs, I feel like I'm used to seeing that arrow,
Yeah.
and I don't know, whatever. It doesn't matter.
Yep.
The cache also has a 1 in 25 chance to contain the immortal Faceless Rex Courier. The collector's cache will be sold until the end of the International.
So wait, it was a 1 in 25? I thought it was 1 in 250.
It's 1 in 250. What did I say?
25.
Okay, it's 1 in 250.
Okay, yeah.
So every time you open a chest, you have a 1 in 250 chance.
All right, so let's start here with the Faceless Rex.
Yes.
Because this thing, I wasn't overly impressed with it. I mean, it's cute, it's funny, but then I saw what the flying animation was.
Yeah.
And if you haven't seen this thing, you got to check it out. It's perfect.
It's pretty ridiculous.
So basically, it puts him into like a little. I think he looks like an embryo.
Well,
Like-
it's supposed to be the chronosphere.
Oh yeah, okay, that's
Yeah.
funny. But yeah, it's pretty good, and he's just floating around in
Floating around in it, yeah. And he has a he kind of walks around with Faceless Void's mace thing. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's interesting.
it. So yeah,
So, okay, so here's some more details on the Collector's Cache. Opening a Collector's Cache also gives you several ways to increase your compendium level. The first time you open a cache, you will earn 2 levels. When you open 5 caches, you'll earn 5 levels. And you'll earn 11 levels when you open 11 caches. And there's only 11 sets.
so if you buy all 11 sets, you're getting the 11 sets, the potential of getting the Rex,
Right.
11 and 250,
Right.
and then 2, 5, and 11 levels,
Yeah, so 18.
18 levels.
Yeah.
That's not too bad.
There's also a chance that a cache will contain an item that grants 11 compendium levels. Additionally, each set from the Collector's Cache can be recycled for 2 levels.
All right. Yeah.
The sets won't be sold elsewhere and won't be available on the market or for trade, though they can each be gifted once. But the Faceless Rex is fully tradable and marketable.
Oh,
So there's that.
yeah.
So that's kind of like winning the lottery, basically.
Yeah, you're going to be able to sell that thing for a pretty penny.
So, okay, so Jared, I was like, oh, okay, you know, I'm good for buying a couple of these. I'll just get a couple. You know, I got like...
You're like, oh, I'll get 5.
I bumped up my Steam wallet with $5, the minimum amount that you can top off your Steam wallet with.
Yep.
And I opened, I think, 2 of them. And I didn't get any of the heroes that I wanted. I think I got like Spectre and then like Tusk or something.
All right.
And I was like, well,
And we've discussed before, all Spectre sets are kind of meh.
I don't really care for them.
Well, the model is just kind of weird.
Yeah. They're very, how did you describe them, Jared?
Ethereal?
No, very...
Mardi Gras?
Mardi Gras, yes. Very Mardi Gras.
Yeah, a little bit.
So there's sets for Doom, Juggernaut, Medusa, Spectre, Vengeful Spirit. That one's awesome. by
That
the
one
way.
is pretty cool. She's got good hats.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Tusk, Dragon Knight, which the Dragon Knight one is...
I think it's the best one I've ever seen.
I think so. It is really awesome.
It is really, really good.
Yeah,
If you haven't seen it, you need to go check out this Dragon Knight one
It's
because it's legit.
pretty incredible.
Not just that, but the dragon animations that it has.
really cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's really well done. So hats off to whoever
Hats off to those guys.
whoever designed that one.
There's also one for Rubik, Necrophos, Wind Ranger, which makes me feel uncomfortable because of the pigtails, and Skywrath.
What is your
Mage.
thing with the pigtails?
I don't know. It's just weird. She feels like a 12-year-old. It's weird.
All right.
I don't like it.
Okay.
The one for Doom is really incredible.
Yeah, it's super detailed.
Apparently, it was created in collaboration with Evil Geniuses.
Okay. Yeah, and the Tusk one was with Vici Gaming.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, because the sigil is a Vici Gaming
it has a
sigil.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. So I started I opened like 2 of them, and I was like, well,
I didn't get the ones I wanted.
So, and then I think I opened like another like 2 or 3, and then like something happened, Jared, where I just went into like some sort of frenzy. And I was like, I still didn't get the ones that I wanted because I really wanted the Vengeful Spirit one.
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
And I was like, well, maybe I'll just see if somebody wants to trade with me. But then I was like, nah, I'll just buy a couple more. And I didn't get it until like the 9th one.
At that
I
point,
opened.
yeah.
Yeah, at that point I was like, well, I might as well just open them all and just get those
the
11
extra-
levels.
Yeah, 11 levels. Yeah. Because that's going to give you some extra immortals then, right?
Right, which it did.
So, I mean, that's kind of nice.
So, well, and I also got the one where you get 11 bonus levels.
Oh, wow.
There was a chest that came with 11 bonus levels,
Yeah, that's pretty all right.
which that's kind of like that's like a $5 value.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's nice.
Yeah, at first I felt so bad about it. My wife was at work and I sent her a text message. I was like, just spent $22 on hats. Not sure if I was like, I'm not sure if I should feel guilty about this or not. And she was like, it's fine, don't worry about it.
That's really funny.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I'm not sure if you do need an intervention or not.
Ben said I do not.
Yeah, I don't think you do.
Okay.
If you went through and bought them all again for some reason,
I don't see the point in doing that.
no,
I'm pretty sure I won't get the
I think it's a
courier.
pretty efficient way of getting levels.
I think so, yeah, because I got, let's see, I would have gotten 29 levels out of it.
Yeah, at least.
Yeah, which is really nice. And it also got me 2 extra immortals in the process.
Right.
So I now have all of the Immortal 1 items,
Nice.
and I got the Tinker Master Roller
Oh, nice. Yeah, that
hat.
one's sweet.
Yeah, I like that one.
So yeah.
So I don't know, Jared.
So I have been very impressed with the hats that have come out with the internationals so far.
I think they've been really good. Yeah.
Yeah. So
I think these new sets are really awesome, like just design-wise.
I love that. I mean, most of the sets are done with community, right? By the
Yeah,
community.
right.
But yeah, it's really nice.
So I think that we talked about how the Immortals, we weren't super impressed with the design of, but we loved
The animation.
the animation and the particle effects. Yeah.
Right.
So I think it's kind of interesting how the design of these is like spot on,
Right.
and I don't really think they have any extra animations or anything.
I haven't seen, but I'm sure they do, honestly.
Yeah.
I'm sure they might.
So
Possibly.
I really want to try out the. It makes me want to play Necrophos.
Oh, yeah, that one's sweet.
Yeah, and Vengeful Spirit, of course.
Of course.
And I want to try out my Tinker Immortal.
Yeah, man.
By the way, real quick.
Yeah.
Friday night when Ben played Vengeful Spirit,
Yeah.
he played really well on her.
Yeah.
There's a couple really bad level 1 swaps, but
Yeah.
beyond that,
Yeah, no, it was on point.
dude knew what he was doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I think there's a reason he's the highest MMR on our team.
Yeah. He'll tell you otherwise, but I think Ben's a good player.
Yeah. He's a professional Warcraft 3 player, so.
That's right. And Pairs Warcraft 3. Speaking of which, another plug for Offlane Gaming.
Yeah.
They interviewed John, who is Ben's Warcraft 3 Pairs player, on episode 2 of Offlane Gaming.
Yes.
So
yeah.
check that out. Okay, enough Offlane Gaming.
Yeah. We don't want to talk about
And
those
enough
guys.
hat news.
Yeah, I think so. I think we talked about hats for about 35 minutes, so
Yeah.
that's probably enough.
That's all we have. You know, that's all we can do is talk about hats because we don't have anything else. So there's some more talk of the Steam boxes and the Steam controller.
Yeah, tell me why I should be excited about a Steam box or controller. Because
Well-
I'm not at all.
I don't think you should be necessarily.
Okay.
I don't think
Tell me
that-
why people would be then.
Yeah, so the Steam boxes are meant to be kind of these like all-in-one PCs that are meant to go in your living room
Okay.
to play Steam, to load Steam OS on and
Mm-hmm.
play computer games attached to your TV
To
with
the telly.
with the Steam controller and all that.
Okay.
And personally, I don't really think the Steam boxes are anything to get excited about because
You probably could just build a computer for about as much as it's going to be.
yeah, and buying one is about as confusing as building a computer is anyway.
Fair enough. Okay.
So
And the Steam OS probably is less flexible than like anything that you'd put on it. I'd
yeah,
imagine.
all you would do is like watch TV and play games on it, basically. And a lot of the Linux versions of games right now aren't very good anyway
Okay.
because there's no DirectX support.
Yeah.
So there's that.
There is that.
But there's the Steam controller, which I'm kind of excited about, and Valve has said that they designed it specifically to be able to emulate like a mouse and keyboard because it has like
Interesting.
two trackpads on it.
Okay.
And the people talking about have been apprehensively positive.
Okay.
I guess is how I would say it.
Mm-hmm.
There's like a video of a guy playing Civilization 5 using the Steam controller
Okay.
and just kind of using like one of the trackpads on it to kind of mouse around.
Yeah.
And it seems like it works really well. And people have been talking about how it actually does work pretty well. And I think Ben wanted us to talk about the prospect of playing Dota 2 with a Steam controller.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about that.
That sounds like a horrible idea. But then again, I never thought Diablo 3 would work well with a controller, and it does.
Yeah, but Diablo 3 is a third person, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like a third-person action RPG. This is a little bit different, because you have to like directly target people, you have to be able to precisely click on things.
Right. And, I mean, a lot of times you're not necessarily... Not a lot of times, but there are times where you're not looking at where your hero is.
Oh, a lot of times, yeah.
So, I mean...
I don't know. So
yeah, I'm curious how that's going to work.
Here's my promise to the community. I definitely want to buy a Steam controller.
Oh, okay.
Because I want to use it for other games.
Right.
Right now I have an Xbox 360 controller hooked up to my computer, and it's fine.
Yeah.
But I really want to see like what Valve's kind of first party solution is.
Yeah.
So I play games other than Dota 2 on my computer.
Yes.
Recently I've been playing Dirt Rally.
Of course, a racing game.
Yes. And Ziggurat.
Okay. No idea what that is.
It's like a first-person roguelike game.
Okay.
Very fun. Mm-hmm. But anyway, so there's that. And another thing that I'm very excited about is what's called Steam Link.
Steam Link. Now, what is Steam Link?
Steam Link is a small, tiny box. Think of it, it's like twice the size of a Roku, basically.
Okay.
Or like maybe the size of my Wi-Fi router or something like that.
Yeah, that's pretty big.
And it is pretty big. And you're supposed to plug it into your TV, and it lets you stream over your local network games from your PC to the Steam Link box.
So basically, it's a Steam box Lite.
Kind of, yeah. Except you're streaming the games over your network.
Right.
Yeah.
Which I don't think would necessarily always be a good thing.
If you have a good wireless network, it would be really good.
Yeah.
Which I have a nice router, so I think
you do.
I think it would be okay. But to me, I'm much more interested in that than buying a new box for my downstairs.
Right.
You know, I just want to play like, Dirt on the big screen or
now. Yeah. Here's the question: Do we know anything with pricing is going to be? Steam
Link is $50.
Okay.
Which
that's all right.
I think that's a really good deal. I think they really nailed the price on that because I think you could easily. I could see somebody thinking like $100 was a good price on it, but I think at $50, it almost makes it a no-brainer for anyone who plays like sit on the couch style games. On Steam. Yeah. And I think the controller is similarly priced, probably 40 or 50.
Right. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. And something that was really interesting on the Steam controller is on the back side, there's like buttons that you can press with like your like ring finger or pinky. Like it has two buttons on each side, which would be really nice for first-person shooters. That way you don't have to move your thumbs off of the thumbsticks.
Yeah.
So I think that would be really nice.
That would be nice.
But I can kind of see a world where with a controller for Dota 2, you could use a thumbstick to move your hero. Give you direct control of your hero.
Yeah.
Maybe use the right stick to like target spells and stuff. Maybe move the cursor around or something like that. It doesn't sound. It sounds horrible.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong.
You have to be so precise. I mean.
Yeah.
I fudged stuff up with a mouse already.
Oh yeah. But like, you could bind the Q, W, E, and R keys to actual buttons.
Yeah, the buttons on the back.
Yeah,
that's fine.
I can see it working out.
So you just can't play Invoker.
It could work out, right? It could work out for like Shadow Fiend. You don't have to target anything. Viper. Yeah, all you do is right click.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Just clicking on people sounds horrible.
Yeah, that I think would be the biggest challenge for sure.
It might be nice for like spectator view. If you're spectating a game, it would be really nice for that. I could see it working out really nicely where you just hook up the Steam Link and you just use the controller to watch pro games. That would work really nicely, I think.
All right, that's fair.
But other than that, it sounds horrible. But I'm gonna give it a try when it launches.
You're such a trooper.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes. So there's that, and I know we had talked about that in the past, but Valve news is Dota 2 news.
I think
as far as I'm concerned.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely.
All right, so let's talk about some pro scene stuff, Jared.
Yeah.
Team Malaysia was picked up by Fnatic.
Yeah. There had been a rumor going around for quite a while that Fnatic was looking to get back in the scene, which makes sense. They're a pretty big organization. But they ended up going a little out of their comfort zone and went with Team Malaysia.
Yes. I don't think they've had a Southeast Asian team before.
I don't believe so.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
I think it was a safe choice for them.
yes, I think so too. They have a decent chance of showing well at the international.
Yeah.
They're a pretty veteran group, whereas they haven't played together for a long time.
Right.
But they have a lot of experience playing together in different teams. And Mushi, just in general, has been around forever.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think it was a safe bet. But we were talking about this earlier. We're both a little soured on the Fnatic organization.
Yeah, I don't like how they handled all the stuff with Era
Yeah, it was
last year.
there was some weird stuff that happened last year.
Yeah, there was some stuff that didn't quite add up where I think he had some sort of like anxiety with travel, and they were kind of using that as an excuse to try and kick him from the team or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And
Well, they had some really good showings with a stand-in.
yeah,
So,
right.
yep, but then the team that team played together, the Fnatic from last year, played together in Han, then came over and started playing Dota 2 together. So they had been
Oh,
together.
really?
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
they had been together for like 5 years.
Wow.
Like they were one of the most, teams that had been together for the longest.
Right. I was unaware of that.
Yeah, yeah. So it was a pretty big deal when they disbanded, but
Yeah.
I liked all 5 of those guys a lot. So
Yeah.
I'm happy to see that they're more or less all succeeding in some respect. So
Yeah, there's Trixie with 4 anchors, which
They
was
did-
kind of rumored to have Fnatic pick up 4 anchors potentially.
yeah,
Or not rumored, but speculated.
yeah, and I think since they didn't necessarily get the TI5 direct invite because they got
Yeah.
the second place, right?
Oh, something like that.
I think
I don't remember.
but yeah, they didn't get the direct, so that's not surprising.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then Era is on the Ninjas in Pajamas, and they've had some decent success. They didn't qualify for TI, unfortunately, but
Correct.
but he's had some good success. Of course, Fly, he's playing with the North American squad Complexity.
Or what's his name?
Flymanchenko.
Flymanchenko. What's the deal with that?
I think it's just because he's Jewish.
Okay.
I don't really know.
Okay.
He's from Israel.
Okay.
So, Hani is actually not playing right now.
He's been doing a lot of casting though.
He has, and he has
Yeah.
really good insight. He's good to listen to. So,
He's good on the analysis side of things.
yeah, and then of course Big Daddy, Don't Tail, playing with Cloud9.
He's probably had the most success out of all of them, I think.
I think he's super talented.
As far as commercial success, is that what we're calling it? Goes?
Yeah, I guess. But yeah.
No, 4 anchors is out, Jared.
Oh, did they? Okay.
Yeah. It was Navi who came out on top in the EU qualifiers, and Vega Squadron.
Oh, Vega, that's right.
They went on to the wild card.
Yeah, that's right. So.
Yeah, I don't blame Fnatic at all. I
No.
hate this like kind of quote unquote land grab that happens.
Yeah, you have a team qualify for TI, and then
Yeah. And then they just kind of get picked up.
yeah.
Not based on their merits in the past or anything like that, but
Well, it's exactly what happened with the North American Navi squad last year.
yeah.
So I think you'll see any team that doesn't have a sponsor, a big time sponsor, get picked up.
Yeah.
But
It makes sense. I understand why it happens. But
Yeah.
I just don't like it.
yeah, it's kind of lame.
Yeah.
But yeah,
It doesn't benefit the players at all, and I don't know. I feel like the players don't necessarily have what am I trying to say here?
I don't know.
I feel like they don't have the cards that the organizations have. I think the organizations have like the upper hand
well, yeah,
with all this stuff.
yeah. I mean, they have people that they can dedicate to planning things and
Yeah.
being in on travel arrangements and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But from there, we have a lot of the teams that we just were talking about actually playing in the tournament right now.
Yes, in the MLG Pro League Season 2, which is at the X Games in Austin.
Yeah,
Well, it's actually a part of the X Games, which is interesting.
yeah. They're handing out medals.
Yeah. Are they?
Yeah.
Wow.
Gold, silver, and bronze medals.
Yeah, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, well, it's the X Games.
But there's been quite a few upsets, Jared.
Yeah, so there were 2 teams that qualified for TI or invited for TI that were there, EG and Team Malaysia Fnatic.
And Virtus Pro.
Oh, you're right, Virtus Pro was there. Forgot
Virtus
about
Pro's
them.
there, yeah.
EG and Virtus Pro both went out before the playoff phase.
Right. Which I think that's part of part of a product of the format because they did like a best of one
Single elimination.
Was it single elimination or was it round robin?
I think there was a round robin phase and then a single elimination from there.
Yeah, which EG has never done well with best of ones.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Also, when we're talking about EG Quick, they started playing IO.
Yeah,
I'd never seen them play that before.
yeah. They've kind of started to do it a little bit here and there where they go IO and Bristleback.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good combination.
Yeah, and they first picked IO in one of their matches against Alliance, which I think it's a really bad first pick.
It's risky.
Because it's risky, yes. Because on the one hand, you want to make sure you get IO. But on the other hand, it kind of narrows it down to like 3 heroes
Yeah,
that you're going to want to draft with IO.
there's 3 or 4.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
Tiny, Bristleback, Chaos Knight.
yeah, in Chaos Knight, you're not even seeing too much.
Yeah.
So, really, I mean, Tiny and Bristleback are the 2 that you're seeing the most with them.
So they first picked IO, and then Alliance immediately first picked Queen of Pain and Bristleback.
Yeah,
And I saw that, and I was like, oh, I think they wanted that Bristleback.
yeah. Because Fierce Bristleback is really good.
It is really good. So that happened, and they lost the match.
Yeah. Well, they have Owie playing the IO.
Yeah. I can see him being a good IO player.
I could, but I just hadn't seen him do it, really.
Yeah.
I bet he has maybe a handful of career matches, and most of them came during this LAN.
Yeah. Right. So apparently people are saying EG threw the match. I didn't really watch the match because I had to go to bed, and
Yeah.
I'd like to watch a VOD. But apparently it single-handedly brought back when did EG throw last.com or something like that.
Oh, yeah. Well, Jimmy's not on the team, so.
Right.
But Jimmy's team was also there and got out real quick, too.
Good old Summer's Rift.
Yeah. But the finals, all Swedish. And mad.
That's true.
And mad.
Yeah. the elder Frenchman.
Yes. So Alliance and Ninjas in Pajamas are the 2 that are be playing today for the gold medal.
I'm happy
at the
to
X
see
Games.
Ninjas in Pajamas have some success.
And Alliance.
And Alliance, yeah.
Both of them missed out on the TI qualifiers, and kind of stinks. I really like both of those teams.
I do as well. I don't necessarily know if they... I hate to say it, because I don't think they deserve to be at TI, obviously, if they didn't make it through the qualifiers.
Right.
But would I put NIP over Complexity? I'm not sure. Potentially?
Well,
I definitely put them over the Southeast Asian teams.
yeah, probably. Yeah, it's hard.
It is hard.
It's really hard.
Yeah.
But then in the bronze medal, who do we have? I forget.
Fnatic and London Conspiracy.
Okay, yeah. So London Conspiracy is a team that beat out EG.
Yeah, they are a
Fnatic.
team that is they're kind of doing the old Power Rangers thing where they are known for kind of knocking
Yeah, they have
teams down a notch here and there.
an up and coming Greek team.
Yeah. I'm going to have to do some research on their team cuz
They're pretty new.
they came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
And they've been showing really well lately.
Yeah, I think if they can stick together and actually have a team together for a year,
Yeah.
they're going to be somebody to really have some problems with moving forward.
Yeah, I would agree. So, and the finals are going on right now, and I think actually the gold medal match is going on right now.
I thought it was the Fnatic was playing.
Oh yeah, that's right. Fnatic
Yeah.
and London Conspiracy.
Yeah, they're going for bronze medals right now. But anyway.
But that match is later.
Yep. So if you're in the room now, definitely tune in. Unfortunately, you have to watch from the MLG platform, but
Well, I have a little cheat.
yeah, you do
For
the
that.
VLC, right?
Yeah, I use a little app called Live Streamer. That's a command line interface
Okay,
that basically just opens the stream in VLC,
that's nice.
so you don't have to use the MLG app.
I navigate
It's
through a
very nice.
browser and watch it in the Join Dota browser.
Yeah, I don't like that because I don't like Flash
Yeah, that's fine.
in the browser. It's crappy.
Yeah, it's good enough. You can
Yeah.
see it and hear it.
It's true.
It's good enough for me.
Yeah. Jared, tell me about the Mars TV Dota 2 League.
So this is one of the ones that's held in China in the Western scene by Perfect World, Eastern scene.
Yeah.
So there were 5 Chinese teams, 3 Western teams. The Western teams being Secret, Cloud9, and Empire. And then 5 Chinese teams. I don't remember which ones.
It
But
sounds like a stacked Western
Western
squad.
I mean, it was a pretty big deal. But anyway, in the first round, 4 of the 5 Chinese teams lost.
That's rough.
So all 3 of the Western teams moved on into their playoff phase, and actually, Secret ended up beating Empire for the first place.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I would have put Empire on top, I think.
No, they beat them 3-1.
Yeah. You know what? Unless what's happening here, this happens every single time there's a new balance change.
Empire jumps out ahead, and then they get caught up on.
Yes.
Yeah,
It's
no,
incredible.
I agree. I think that their play style, it fits any meta, in my opinion, kind of.
Do you think so?
Yeah.
What is their play style?
They're super aggressive. They're like,
Yeah.
when people talk about the quote-unquote CIS Dota, it's kind of that face rush. Like, they're up in your face. They're doing things.
Yeah.
Empire epitomizes that, in my opinion.
Okay.
So, I think their playstyle can fit into any meta, which is why they do early on in a patch and balance change. They do really well because they're just playing like what they play, and then other people get up on what the better heroes in the meta are and all that thing.
Yeah.
And then they catch up to Empire. But yeah, I think that they're a team to watch out for, but I don't think they'll have a great showing at TI, in my opinion.
Okay. I don't know. There's support play from what is it, Yoki and Aloha Dance.
Yoki's our offlaner. I think it's Aloha Dance and somebody else. Yeah.
Pretty good.
Yeah, no, I don't disagree.
Yeah. So there's that. And then Cloud9 over Vici for 3rd place.
Yeah, so the 3 Western teams got 1st, 2nd, and 3rd place.
Wow.
So that's pretty funny.
That's interesting, yeah.
That's pretty funny.
I'm interested to see how things will go at TI.
Oh, I'm
To
so
say the
excited.
least.
I am so excited.
We're going to be living the dream, Jared.
Yeah, no. I'm so excited.
It's going to be a lot of fun.
It's going to be a lot of fun.
And you're never going to sleep because you'll be playing Dota 2 the whole
Yeah,
time.
that's what I guess I found out today. So
Yeah.
I'm going to be it's going to be great.
We could somehow figure out a rig where we can like backpack a laptop to you
Okay,
and
perfect.
or like a baby Bjorn except with a laptop.
All right.
And you can just walk around all day with your laptop
Playing some Dotes.
playing some Dots. Yeah. Okay, Jared, let's what do you say we move on to the hero of the week?
Oh, geez, we still have to talk about a hero. Okay.
Yes, here we go.
You're tougher than Axe thought. Come along.
Feeding time.
Have a cookie.
Meepo. More Meepo.
I love you guys. Oh, I love you guys.
Jared, the hero of the week is Undying.
Yeah, can I just say that we put this list together about 15 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Because at week 50, we started logging our heroes. And I went through and did to episode, I think, 65 right away. And then I did like to episode 75 shortly thereafter. The heroes have been on point with what's in the meta.
Oh, yeah.
It's been amazing.
Except for last week.
Yeah, a little bit.
OD isn't super...
But I think you're going to see him come back a little bit.
You think so?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's so good against illusion-based heroes.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I had on Twitter, I forget who it was. I'll have to find his name real quick. Did not recommend him against PL. Did not recommend OD.
I mean...
Because he doesn't have any AoE damage.
Right. I mean...
But you could always get, like, a Maelstrom or something.
Yeah.
But then the Arcane Orb probably only hits the first person that you target.
Yeah.
I would doubt that bounces. It was Fafnir, friend of the show Fafnir.
All right.
So he says OD is pretty bad against PL, as
Yeah.
his ultimate is his only AoE, and he's squishy with lots of mana to burn. Which
That's
is true,
true.
because you
That's
do
true.
get Diffusal Blade a lot on him. But I would argue that OD's mana pool gets so large that it's not an issue.
And it's going to proc that passive so much.
Yeah. I think you could have worse choices against OD. Or against PL.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree.
I don't think you would draft OD with the thought of
Countering
PL with him.
But yeah, if you have an OD and PL's picked afterwards, you don't feel terrible.
Yeah.
Like you've lost the game.
Yeah. That's just us, and look, we don't know anything about the game.
Yeah.
So
Where we play Dota in our bracket of skill, you can literally do anything.
good play is counter against PL. Yeah. All right, but we're here to talk about Undying, Jared.
Yeah.
Undying is a melee strength hero,
He's my dude.
commonly played in the support role, the greedy support role these days.
You see him offlane a lot, too.
You do see him offlane a lot, yeah. Jared, let's talk about some of his abilities.
Sure.
let's talk about all of his abilities.
Yeah,
And
let's.
then maybe we can talk about how to lane him and
Yeah.
play styles for him.
Sure, sure.
Okay, so his decay is his Q.
Mm-hmm.
Undying steals strength from all enemy heroes in the area, dealing base damage as he claims the enemy's strength for himself. Cast range on this is 625. The radius is 325.
Mm-hmm.
Damage is 20 at level 1 and 140 at level 4.
Yeah.
That
And-
scales very nicely.
And the best part,
Strength steal is 4.
that's so crazy.
That's really good. And the duration is 40 seconds. Cooldown is 10 seconds at level 1 and 4 seconds at level 4.
Yeah.
And this stacks too, right?
Yes, it does, brother.
Yeah.
So at level 1, how many can you get off before the first stack dissipates?
I don't know. Do you know?
Cooldown is 10 and duration is 40.
Duration
you-
is 40. Yeah.
You can get at least 3 of these stacks off.
Right. That's pretty good. That's 12. That's 12 strength stolen.
Yeah.
And in the early game, that's a big deal.
If you do that to like a sniper,
Like,
that's over his half of his life.
like you just right click him and he's dead.
Each one of those decay stacks takes 56 strength or 56 hit points from their
Yeah,
from
that's
their base hit points.
really good.
56.
And it adds it to Undyings, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's
That's
getting
pretty crazy.
He's getting HP and bonus damage off of that.
Yes.
Yeah.
And let's say you hit 2 of them with it. You know, that's 112.
So the only thing that levels up as you the only thing that scales as you level this up is the damage on it and the cooldown goes
Yeah.
down.
Yeah. So, well, we'll get into the skill build here after we go through the skills. But yeah, that's what you need to get your first point in.
Yeah.
In my opinion, you have to get it in that because it's so good early on.
It's good for harassment. What's like the I see the mana cost is 70 at level 1.
Mm-hmm.
Is that a lot of his mana?
No, you can get about well here. What's his starting mana?
27. And
27. So that's
his int gain is 2.5.
yeah. So it's a pretty decent int gain,
That really is.
and he has a pretty decent mana pool. So
Yeah.
yeah, you can spam it pretty well.
Yeah. Okay. His W is Soul Rip. Undying rips away health. Or wait, let me start over. Undying rips health away from all nearby units and uses it to heal an ally or damage an enemy.
Yeah.
Cast range is 750. Search radius is 1300.
Mm-hmm.
So is the search radius, is that like after you target somebody? Like it?
Right, when you cast it, it goes in a 1300 range around Undying, and it counts all of the units that are around him.
Oh. Rips health away from all nearby. Okay. Oh, okay. Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
So you get a nice like push going with your creeps. You can get a nice damage or heal off of that.
Yeah, I mean, it maxes out, but like the amount of units it can,
Oh yeah.
so.
Yeah, I'll just keep reading on, Jared. How
Sure,
about that? Damage or heal per unit is 18 at level 1, 30 at level 4.
Yeah.
Max units is 10 at level 1 and 16 at level 4.
That's pretty crazy.
That is really good, yeah. Soul Rip can damage or heal for up to 180, 264, 364, or 480 health.
Yeah.
Before reductions. So that's like
So it's
with
magical,
max.
yeah. But it's
Yeah.
magical.
Right.
So, I mean, if you're healing, you're going to heal for that full percentage.
Right. The cooldown on this is 24 at level 1, 6 at level 4.
Yep.
That's really nice.
Yep. Interesting side note about this ability. You can use it to heal up your tombstone.
Oh, that's really nice.
Yeah.
I had no idea.
Mm-hmm.
Huh. Okay.
So a little note for the Undying players out there.
Yeah. And with that said, Tombstone is his level E.
Oh God,
His
yes.
level E. His E ability.
So this is what he's known for.
This is
it.
some people say he has 2 ultimates.
This thing is so good.
Tombstone and the Flesh Golem. So, Tombstone summons a tombstone at the target point. Zombies will frequently spawn next to every enemy unit in the area around the tombstone and attack
Oh,
them.
yeah. Oh yeah.
Zombies have the Deathlust ability, which
yeah.
causes their attacks to slow the target, and if the target reaches below a certain amount of health, increases the attack and movement speed of the zombie.
They get to the 28 days kind of zombies.
Yes, fast zombies, which are my favorite kind of zombies.
Absolutely.
Cast range is 600. Zombie spawn radius is 600 at level 1. And as you level it up, it eventually gets up to 1200 spawn radius at level 4.
Yeah.
Woof. Oh
yeah.
my goodness.
Yeah, exactly.
zombie spawn interval is 3. So is that
every 3 seconds they spawn? So for every hero that's in that radius, every 3 seconds zombies spawn.
How many spawn?
Depends on the thing, doesn't it? It says how many spawn, doesn't it?
I don't think so. I'm not sure how many zombies spawn,
Yeah, the answer's a lot.
but they do.
Often.
Hero tower attacks to kill zombie is 1, so you just need to
Yeah.
right-click it.
Yeah.
But it used to be they could take damage from, like...
The tower.
Well, they still can,
Yeah.
it says.
Yeah, no, they can't, but that was a recent change.
Yeah. Oh, okay, right. So it used to be you could use, like, Lena's Dragon Slave and just wipe them all out.
Right.
Or, like, Bristleback's...
Oh, yeah, I see what you're saying.
His quills.
Yeah.
But they changed it so that you have to right-click each zombie to kill it. Mm-hmm. And
Or kill the tombstone.
Or kill the tombstone, which was a very significant buff, in my opinion.
I agree.
And it used to be the zombies would give up gold.
Yeah, that's true. That's a good point. I did not think about that.
I remember when that change happened, and it was like, oh, huge buff to Undying. He no
Yeah.
longer feeds gold at the tombstone.
Yeah, he doesn't do the Shadow Shaman ward feed.
Right. Oh, wait. Hero tower attacks to kill zombie is 1. Other attacks to kill zombie is 2. So would that be like creep?
I'm not sure
kills?
if it's creep or if it's actual hero attacks.
Yeah. Interesting. Okay.
But yeah.
60-second cooldown at all levels.
Yeah, so significant cooldown.
Tombstone lasts for 15 seconds at level 1, 30 seconds at level 4.
So that's a 50% uptime, though.
Yeah.
And really, if you can get this placed well, like on a high ground or like around the Roche pit in one of the ledges, oh, it's so good.
Our friends, the Huge Douches, from of We Like Dota League fame, one of their pocket strategies was this combined with the Warlock Upheaval.
Oh yeah, that's such a good combination. I love it.
Oh, I hated it.
It's such a good combination.
It's a good combo, but it sucks to play against.
Yeah,
And we have used it in pub matches
several times
to win quite
Yes.
easily.
yes.
So
Great combination.
Shout out to those guys. So there's the tombstone. Jared, his ultimate is called Flesh Golem.
Yeah, this thing's great.
Undying transforms into a horrifying flesh golem that possesses a plague aura. This aura slows all enemy units within 750 range and amplifies the damage they take.
Yeah.
The closer to Undying, the more damage and slow. When a plagued unit dies, Undying is healed equal to a percentage of his own maximum health. The minimum damage amplification is 1%.
Right.
Max damage amplification is 20, 25, or 30, depending on the level.
Right.
So as you get closer to Undying, the more damage they take?
Yes,
Is that right? Okay.
Exactly. So you want to be in the middle of the fight,
Right.
basically.
The effect radius on this is 750, by the way.
Yeah.
Max health is max health as heal per hero death is 6%. Max health as heal for non-hero death is 2%. Minimum move speed slow is 1%. Max move speed slow is 20%. So you pop this and the tombstone,
Yeah.
and you win.
Well, the cool thing about slows is that they all stack.
Right. That's very nice.
So, I mean, it just can get ridiculous, like the amount of just kiting ability that Undying has.
Yeah.
It's so great.
Duration on this is 30 seconds. The cooldown is 75 seconds. Mm-hmm. So it's kind of similar to the tombstone cooldown timing.
Yeah. Yeah, using the two in conjunction they're great.
Yeah. The Ag Scepter upgrade on him increases damage amplification and percent of health healed. So that buffs it to 40% at level 3 for the damage amp.
Yep.
And the healing is 10%.
I mean, it's good, but it's nothing that's
I don't think you want to be going Ag Scepter on him.
probably not.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you do, it's fairly late.
Yeah. Okay, so Jared, you're kind of our resident Undying expert here.
I've loved him since I've started playing.
It's one of your best heroes.
Yeah.
Let's talk about how to play him and maybe some items and stuff too.
Sure. I like to be super aggressive early game with him because I think he's super strong early game. In the mid game, he's not quite as strong. And then as you get later in the game, since his ultimate is percentage base,
Yeah,
I think that he still is very viable.
I think so as well.
But you just have to itemize so that in the late game, you don't get bursted down.
Right.
So I always start off with 1 point in decay.
Okay.
I try to just spam that as early as possible, as often as I can on the heroes to zone them out. Or honestly, he can so easily get first blood because you just don't notice the decay stacks.
Right.
I mean, because it's only 20 damage.
You almost always get first blood on Undying when you play him.
Yeah, it's crazy because I mean, you can just 2 or 3 of those decay stacks. I mean, they're not going to have much health left.
Right.
So they're going to see that health bar and it's still going to look pretty full.
Pretty dang full, right.
And so it's kind of counterintuitive because you only have 400 max health or 400 hit points right now.
Right.
So the fact that you're at 350, you look pretty good.
Yeah.
But 2 attacks and you're dead.
So where do you want to lane him? It seems like you kind of want to put him in a lane where you can counter a hero that's in the other lane.
I really like to go aggressive with him. So anything that you can kind of... I think he's a great tri-lane hero.
Oh, yeah.
Because if you have the decay stacks and even 1 stun, normally it's a kill.
Right.
So it's really great. And then I move on. I always scale Soul Rip second.
Okay.
Just because then I have the chance to heal myself if needed, or a little more direct damage as a nuke.
I think that's a good idea because the tombstone you don't really need until you start team fighting, right?
Well, yeah. I mean,
those 2 abilities. Those first 2 are pretty good for laning.
Yeah, I would agree.
Yeah.
And then I max the tombstone from there. I just put 3 points in it. Then my ultimate in level 7, I max the tombstone just because an early max tombstone is just going to be crazy good.
Yeah.
And with the decay, I keep it at level 1 until I have everything else maxed. Okay. Just because of mana issues.
Yeah.
And really, you don't need to spam it until you're really team fighting.
Right. And it doesn't really scale super great either.
No, I think it scales pretty well, actually.
You think so?
Well, yeah. I mean,
it's the cooldown and the damage that scales.
Exactly. But I think that is more significant later.
That's true. A 4-second cooldown on that thing, you're going to be popping those like crazy in team fights.
Exactly. And that's exactly it. So when a team fight starts, you throw up your flesh golem, put down your tombstone, hopefully in a place that is kind of out of the way of everybody or behind the fight, so that your zombies will spawn, but it keeps it safe so that they can't attack it.
Right.
And then the idea is just go in the middle with your flesh golem. You're amplifying all this damage. Spam your 2 abilities. So, I mean, that's pretty much it. That's how you play Undying.
Okay.
If you can hit a 4-person decay in the middle of a fight, you're going to get so much extra health.
Yeah.
I mean, it's great.
So you're trying to stay in the middle of team fights.
Pretty much,
if you have your ultimate up.
Yeah.
Yeah. If your ultimate is down, are you just trying to land the decays?
Yep.
Or are you...
Yeah,
okay.
That's basically... You stay back and you're kind of guarding your tombstone if you don't have your flesh golem up.
Okay. So, and that raises another interesting note.
Mm-hmm.
If you're playing against Undying, is kill the tombstone or don't fight.
Yeah.
Right.
Or run away from the tombstone and
Right.
try to get the fight outside of tombstone radius. Right. So, yeah, exactly. Right-click that tombstone, kill it, and you'll be fine. Because until then, later, when Undying has more armor and health, and he can actually be in the middle of a team fight, I'm not going to say he's worthless, but he gives very little.
Is he pretty easy to kill in the early game?
It depends on how good you are with your decays.
Okay, right.
I mean, it's all about the decay timings.
Okay, so let's talk about items on him. What do you want to be building?
Yeah, I always start with your pretty standard tangos. Mm-hmm. But then I've been experimenting with a double mango build.
Okay, I can see that working out.
Yeah, so you get the little HP regen, but then also you have that burst mana to continue the decay spam.
Yeah,
because I mean, once you get down, his mana regen isn't great. It's okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what I like to start with.
I was gonna say with his laning, it seems like a Ring of Basilius is almost a no-brainer.
Yeah, it's super helpful.
It helps with the mana pool and the mana regen, and you get some armor out of it.
Yeah, so I like that.
Do you go like Stout Shield or anything like that?
Depends.
Okay.
If I think I'm going to be leaning against a melee hero, probably.
Yeah, or if you're in the off lane.
Yeah, exactly. If you're more of a core Undying, then I would definitely probably go with a Stout Shield because you're probably going to build it into something which is really good on him.
Right. So Crimson Guard is a good item to get on him.
Yeah, he's a great aura carrier, so like a pipe is also a great item for him.
Yeah.
Then
What kind of boots do you get?
I usually go one of two ways. If I'm going to be building a mech, I'll go the mana boot,
Yeah.
just because mech mana is crazy, and it builds well then into Guardian Greaves. I think he's a great carrier for that.
Guardian Greaves is such a good item.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I was going to say, it seems like Arcane Boots are probably the way to go on him.
Yeah, you can do treads, but I think especially if you're playing a support Undying, Mana Boot makes the most sense just because it's going to help everybody out as well.
Right. So, and then you said Pipe is really good on him.
I like Pipe on him.
Yeah. What else do you like to build?
Really, he's good if you can get some mobility.
Yeah.
So I usually go for a Force Staff,
Okay.
just because then you can also push people away from your tombstone or push them closer, depending on what you're trying to do.
Or help yourself get away.
Yeah,
if you need to.
exactly.
Yeah.
So, I'm trying to think of what else.
Blade Mail. I think I've seen you go Blade Mail.
Yeah, Blade Mail makes a lot of sense because you're going to be in the middle of the team fight. You're going to get a little extra intelligence as well, so help that mana pool.
Shiva's Guard, maybe?
Yeah, Shiva's Guard is great because, I mean, you're going to get even more of that movement slow.
Yeah. Actually, Shiva's Guard would be really good.
Yeah,
on
Shiva's
him.
Guard is really good.
Yeah.
I've been experimenting with an Octarine core on him.
Okay.
I don't know if I like it or not.
Do the Zambies give you lifesteal?
I don't think so, but it takes the cooldown down so much.
Yeah. But you would be able to lifesteal from your Decay, your Flesh Rip.
Yeah.
Flesh Rip? Soul
Soul
Rip?
Rip, yeah.
Flesh Rip.
Ugh.
Ugh.
Sounds like a pudge ability.
Yeah. Yeah, that would be interesting. That'd be really good you said to help with the Decay spam and stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because then it takes the cooldown down to 3 seconds on your decay.
Oh my gosh.
So, I mean, it's just, yeah.
That's unreal.
Right. I mean, 4 seconds is pretty good, but
3 seconds is better.
yeah, exactly. So,
Yeah.
yeah. Really, you can do pretty much anything on him.
Mm-hmm.
Anything that's going to give you armor is great, just because you're going to be in the middle of things. If you're going against physical damage, if you're going against some magical damage, something like that Vanguard into Crimson Guard makes a lot of sense because you can get more hit points, so you're not bursted down as much.
Yeah.
If you can, Heart is perfect, just because, I mean, you're going to have stupid amounts of hit points.
Yeah.
You're going to be in the middle of everything, and that Flesh Golem is going to do a lot of work. So,
Yeah. Okay.
yeah.
So there you have it. Undying.
Undying.
I think now we're going to move on to the time in the show when we ask our good friend Mr. Cheeks of Flappin to come back into the show for chatting with Cheeks.
Hello.
Welcome to the dense and impenetrable web of systemic bullshit we collectively refer to as Dota.
Hello, Cheeks.
Hey,
That
Cheeks.
was a really nice transition.
Thank you.
Yes.
I had my finger on the trigger, so to speak.
For those of you listening to the podcast, he did a, do you call that like a circular wipe?
It's like a clock wipe.
It's like a swipe.
Yeah, clock swipe.
Clock
Clock wipe.
Clock wipe.
Say
Perfect.
that 10 times fast. Say clock wipe 10 times fast. Go.
Clock wipe.
Clock wipe.
Clock wipe.
Clock wipe.
Not back and forth. Say one person. That's cheating.
Yep. That's
And
what we're here
don't
for.
say it. It might end up coming off wrong. Anyway,
Yeah, it's possible.
welcome to Chatting with Cheeks. Boy, we've been chatting. There's like 9 people in the
Shut your
chat
mouth.
today. We're reaching maximum load for
Wow.
Yeah.
the chat here before I just
Yeah.
decide to quit. You know,
The fire marshal's going to get in there and be like,
if it
hey.
gets more than this, it's going to be too much.
The fire marshal.
Like I said, yeah, you might have to. Yeah, I'm the chat marshal here. I had to do a little moderating
Oh, classy.
for some. No, I didn't really have to do any moderating. It was joke moderating.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, what have we been talking about today? We've been talking about all sorts of stuff. Lots of talk about where everyone's from today.
Yes.
Yes.
So we've got friends in Europe who are currently getting in bed.
Hello,
We
friends
got
in Europe.
friends in New Zealand who are currently
Oh.
getting out of bed or going to work.
Hey, can I just say real quick? The wines from New Zealand are probably my favorite wines. They are.
New Zealand table wines.
They are so good. The Pinot
What's your
Noirs, and Sauv Blanc are just outstanding.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mine is I was trying to make a Lord of the Rings joke, but I can't think of anything.
It was a good try.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Sorry.
just
Didn't
hit the
even-
bail. Hit the
didn't
bail.
even make
You're
it.
okay.
Anyway, So I said that we had something of a We Like Dota sort of UN type thing happening here.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Except Aeoli Wizard said we aren't voting on anything. And then we aren't voting on anything. Not today, anyway. We'll
No.
probably have some voting.
Put up a straw poll.
Did you call
Yeah, I'll put
Alovi
up a straw
Aeoli?
poll. What's that?
Did you just call Alovi Aeoli?
Aeoli. I think it's Aeoli.
I think it's Alovi, isn't it?
I don't know. It's weird.
Him and his
He's from Chicago. I don't know why he's giving himself weird names.
him and his dad watched the show
His
together.
name
by
should
the
be
way.
like what's a good Chicago name? You guys are Midwesterners.
Tom?
Tom, Dan,
Dan from Chicago.
Chicago. Yeah.
Chicago. Brant. No, I don't know.
Brant.
It's a terrible name. Anyway, it's not a terrible name.
I go to
It's
like
terrible.
Blues
He's saying
name,
that.
Like bricks.
yeah, Magic Aeoli or something like that, or
Yeah.
Hustlin'
I thought he
Pete.
was Aeoli Wizard.
I
for
think
some
it's
reason.
Alovi.
Which makes sense. Because, if you're a wizard at making Aeolis, then you make everything better.
I had a killer garlic aioli last night with some French fries.
Yeah,
Oh,
Aeoli
yeah.
is so good.
It's so
Yeah.
good.
It's like someone took mayonnaise and made her the queen of the ball.
Classed it up, right?
Yeah, really classed it up.
Yeah.
Just,
Yeah,
here's
absolutely.
a jar of mayonnaise. And we put a crown on it and added some other stuff.
Yeah.
And made it the best thing ever.
Made it aioli.
The mayonnaise
I figured out how to make a Taco Bell Baja sauce on my own.
Oh, really?
Get out of here. Are you
the
serious?
Baja sauce that comes in the grilled stuffed burrito?
Uh-huh.
I don't know
Yeah.
how big a Taco Bell connoisseur is.
Oh, big connoisseur.
I live within
Big
walking
connoisseur.
distance.
Yeah, we play video games. What do you think?
exactly. So anyway, what I thought was that I found out you take mayonnaise and then you just put Taco Bell hot sauce in it and mix it up.
Oh, okay.
And that's basically it.
That's very anticlimactic.
Yeah.
Well, no, it's a life hack for people.
I
they'll
kind of-
charge you extra for the Baja sauce.
I'm more of a fan of the quesadilla sauce, personally.
I think that's the same stuff, isn't it?
Oh, is it? Okay.
I think it's
I don't
sort of
know.
creamy
Might be,
stuff.
yeah.
Like I put it in my quesadillas when I made some quesadillas at home.
Oh, yeah.
And then I got rave reviews.
Well,
from
I
them.
always loved the Baja sauce on the chalupas, but they no longer do that.
Oh, that's a shame.
Yeah. The beef Baja
Shame.
chalupas.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Did you see? Speaking of Taco Bell, and we have some friends who are also from the Chicago area, so keep an eye out for the Chicago area, folks. Taco Bell is going to start serving drinks,
Yeah.
like alcoholic beverages.
Really?
Yeah.
Yes.
That sounds like a
I
good
can
combo.
only assume they'll be Taco Bell themed.
Well, I can only hope that when I go there drunk, I can continue my buzz then. So it's perfect.
Yes.
It makes so much sense.
You got to keep riding the buzz.
Absolutely.
Oh, breaking news! Breaking
Oh.
news from the chat. Speaking of chatting, Schmanks. I don't know how you pronounce that. Anyway, a bird just flew into her room.
Ah!
That's almost as bad as the
Presumably
spider.
a
Yeah, the
cassowary.
spider incident.
Or a kiwi, because she's from
New Zealand?
New Zealand. Yes.
Ah.
Those Marlboro Pinot Noirs there are just to die for.
Just wonderful.
Yes.
All right. Hey, are you guys ready for some questions?
Yes.
Let's chat.
Well, boy, guys, have I got some questions for you. Hit it!
Holy shit! If you want peace, you must prepare for war. If you want war, you must also prepare for war. The lesson is always prepare for war.
That gets me every time.
Axe is axe.
It's so good. He's the best announcer, Pat.
Oh, yeah.
Wait,
that's
should
true.
we rename this to Noobs Axe Noobs?
Axe and New. Oh, we should. Maybe we'll do that for our Halloween episode.
Yes.
Oh,
And then I'll
jeez.
dress up like Axe.
A
for the
Futurama
Halloween
There we go.
episode.
We should have
Yeah.
a cosplay episode for Halloween.
Oh, that'd be great.
I'm
We
going
should
as
do it.
Puck.
We'll get it in the works.
Yeah.
We'll put up a straw poll. Then we can do the voting, so we can be
The
like
UN,
the
yeah.
UN of
Absolutely.
of Dota, I guess. Anyway,
Very good.
So let's see. I've got some questions here
Mhm.
from some friends of the show. I'm wondering if you guys can ask.
What?
Yes.
Let's start out with a question from Retina Burn. Friend of the show, Retina Burn asks a serious question,
Oh.
then a less serious question.
All right.
All right, so here we go.
We'll feel them both.
Serious question. How do you all balance Dota/gaming with your personal lives?
Mm.
Has gaming ever impacted your social or personal lives in a negative way? Yes.
To answer the second question first, yes. To answer the first question second, I've got probably one of the most supportive wives in the world, so I'm able to balance it fairly decent. She makes her own schedule for work, so she closes every Friday night so that she doesn't get home until 9 or 10 o'clock at night. She works retail, and that way I know every Friday night I'm able to play Dota. Which is one of the ways that I'm able to do that. But otherwise,
And able to function as a human being.
right?
So that's what we wouldn't call that a life hack. We call it a wife hack, right?
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Yes. Okay.
I hack my wife.
Just checking.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's
Brian?
how I'm able to balance.
To answer, as Jared put it, the second question first. Yes, World of Warcraft in college.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Bad combo.
There were
Yeah.
times where I
Bad
would
combo.
not hang out with friends so I could make a raid night. Which, I still, I think there's a careful balance there because the people that I raided with were
Friends.
Yeah. I just knew them online. So, I don't know. There was a couple times where I was just like, I don't want to hang out with you guys. I just want to play World of Warcraft, which I don't think is necessarily the healthiest thing in the world.
Well,
Probably not.
But anyway, similarly to Jared, I have a wife who has a pretty healthy view of recreation and also
Necessity for it.
the necessity for recreation and hobbies and all that stuff.
yeah.
And,
I'm a much more of a tolerable person, is what Jessica told me.
okay. Yes.
Which I don't know if that's
Yes.
a compliment.
It could go either way.
I think that answers the second question again.
But-
where
I would also right. I would also say my wife is a very non-needy person.
yeah, no, that's true.
So she's very understanding in supporting me in my hobbies and recreating and all that stuff, and is very cool with what I do, even though she doesn't really understand it and
Has no desire to understand it.
has no desire to understand it, and is known to roll her eyes at some points. But hey, she lets me do what I do, and that's great. So I don't know. I think it's all about finding a good balance and spending some time playing some games and spending some time not playing games, right?
Yeah,
So,
so.
Totally.
yeah.
Totally.
What about
I think
you, Cheeks?
to answer the question, I think yes. And then I specifically for balance, it's just I try and handle the responsibilities, the big stuff first.
Mm-hmm.
Try and always put that first. But it has impacted my social life because I got last year when my wife was gone to Berlin.
Mhm.
She's an artist.
Yeah.
She was in Berlin on an artist residency for a month.
wow.
If I hadn't had the We Like Dota community, I probably would have gone insane.
Really?
Just being
Wow.
alone.
No.
So it was
That's fair,
really,
though.
really good time to be sort of into Dota and having the gaming and the social aspects come
Yeah.
together in a positive way.
Yeah, that's good.
And
Yeah,
so that's another shout out to the We Like Dota community for
Yeah.
being perhaps the finest Dota community.
Well, I would like to say so.
Yeah, I think
yeah,
there's
so.
I think there's something to be said about having a bit of a social life within our community here.
Yeah, absolutely.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Friends
Oh,
don't
which,
have
by
to
the
be
way,
physical friends.
We
Right.
got to remind people to follow We Like Dota Reddit members and community members. Follow each other on Twitter.
Yes, there's like a kind of a mega invite thread going
Oh.
out there on Reddit right now for social media
Yeah.
and all that stuff.
Cool.
Indeed. So I'm definitely
If I
going to look
used
up some
Twitter,
folks
I
and
would
start
do that.
following some folks, and we should all follow each other and stuff like that.
It'll be
All right,
great.
let's get to the less serious question.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Okay, here's Retina Burns' less serious question. Are your last names for real? Is that great jolly laugh in the background of your shows also for real? Thanks for the great show, Retina Burns.
Is he talking about my laugh?
I think he's talking about your laugh.
I guess.
My laugh is more annoying. Yours is jolly.
Yeah, I have the Santa
Jovial,
Claus laugh.
gregarious.
Yeah. No, I think it's mostly real.
It's definitely 100% legit. As
Yeah.
somebody who hangs out with you a lot,
I
can confirm
I
it's
like
real.
to laugh. I like to
Yeah.
laugh, and I think it does bring something to the show.
yes, it definitely does.
Yeah.
And
I always think of it like the Howard Stern thing. Like if I want to laugh, I let it out.
yeah,
So,
might as well.
Yeah. So yeah, it's real.
The last
I don't
name is
think it's
also
forced.
real.
Oh yes, yeah.
My last name is also real.
even though it shouldn't be.
Yinger. It's very
Yinger?
German.
Yeah, it's
very
It doesn't
German.
seem like it should
Yeah.
be a real name.
It is. Yep.
Yeah, but
What is it? Is that like Dutch?
It's German.
Oh, it is?
I think so. That's what I've always been told by family members.
you look German,
Oh, okay.
Yes.
and 90% of Wapok was German.
Right.
So, but yeah, my last name is real, Pedersen. It's a nice Danish name,
Danish, yes.
so that's my thing.
All right. Let's get on to another question here. Let's see. Oh, here we go.
Oh,
This
there
is
it is.
from
Okay.
Tristan Gray. Here we go. Hey, we like Dota. Tristan from Canada.
Hello,
Again,
Tristan.
another country. See, this is the UN of Dota.
Yeah, the internationals.
First time Noobs Ask Noobs, long time listener. What's your
well,
flavor?
welcome.
Why can't I say favorite? This is like the second week in a row I think I've said favorite. What's your favorite place to get replacement parts for your gaming rigs?
Oh,
I have to replace a DC jack on my laptop so I can feed on community night. Thanks a bunch, guys. I'll just hang up and listen now. P.S. Any picks for the NBA Finals? Or
Cleveland,
MVP?
of course. Cleveland, of course, and
Yeah.
LeBron James, of course.
I only have about
Yeah.
$50 writing on it, so
Yeah. Favorite
Do you think
part?
they're going to make it?
I don't think they're going to win.
No, probably not.
No.
Favorite place to get PC parts though? Like I don't know about a DC jack on a laptop. I know for that kind of stuff, I think iFixit.com is kind of a really good place to go for that sort of stuff.
Okay.
But if we're talking like I need a new video card or a new hard drive or something, Amazon without a doubt,
Yeah. Yeah. No, I
due
think
to their fast shipping and
decent prices
I think you could.
and customer service.
Yes.
Customer service.
And if you
number
need to
one.
return anything, I'm pretty sure you could just send them back a box of rocks, and they would probably take it.
Yeah, they would give you your money back probably.
Yeah.
So, and send you 3 new ones.
Right.
But yeah, so I definitely think
Yeah.
I've only had good experiences with Amazon, so I normally
Yeah, same here.
stick with it. So
Yeah, for sure. Newegg's not too bad either.
yeah, that's what I always used to
Some of their
use.
site
Yeah.
layout and stuff too. So
Yeah, they have
All right,
really
let's move on.
good filters
Oh.
for. They have really good filters for picking out stuff and good reviews.
That's a good
and that
point,
sort
yeah.
of stuff.
And it's more focused.
Yeah.
yeah. All right. Next question here is from our friend of the show, Elihu MRM.
Hello.
Who asks, some time ago, the guys discussed on the podcast how there has been an intentional decision to not be sponsored by any company. Imagine that we changed
Okay.
and that you could pick from one or of any company in the world to sponsor you. Who would you pick and why?
Oh boy.
Mm.
Well, first to clarify, it's an intentional decision because we really haven't had a ton of offers.
Yeah. Yeah.
So there's that.
Yeah. No, I definitely agree with that.
Let's see.
But what about when those offers come rolling in?
Well, I immediately go to
What about
like,
when Taco Bell hears about all the talk we've been talking about?
Yes.
I would accept
and
a.
wants to send us 300 gallons of Baja sauce
I would accept that.
to promote them on our show.
I would accept any coffee roasters, specifically Bent Tree Coffee of Kent, Ohio.
Yeah,
Delicious,
it's very
delicious
good.
coffee. Or Kim Crawford Winery in New Zealand, making a good Pinot Noir and Sauv Blanc. Or let's
Yeah,
see, what
yeah.
else? Maybe sponsored by like a microbrewery around here. That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah, that'd be all right.
Yeah.
As long as it's not whatchamacallit, the one in Akron.
Thirsty Dog.
Yeah, not a big fan.
Or if we're talking like big national companies, I immediately go to like, of course the gaming companies would be really cool.
Yeah.
Let's see,
Steel Series.
I don't like Steel Series
I don't
stuff.
like Steel Series.
You don't? I like it. I like my mouse.
Their
pretty
headsets
cool.
sound really bad.
What about Monoprice then?
Oh, that'd be great. We'd get like decent stuff at a really cheap price.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Most of the stuff that we have here.
Right. That's
Decent
true.
stuff
We
at
are
a cheap price.
almost everything by Monoprice. Ooh, what about like Sennheiser or something like that?
Oh, yeah, that'd
for
be
our
great.
audio stuff.
That would be
Electro
awesome.
Voice.
Electro
So you can
Voice,
get the
yeah.
real broadcast.
That's
You can get
right.
Those RE20s.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that'd be
Good
awesome.
stuff.
That's definitely who I think I would.
An
lean
audio
towards.
equipment sponsor
Yeah.
would be awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be pretty sweet.
I think Sennheiser
Valve.
does make a couple gaming-oriented headsets. Yeah, Valve would be great.
That'd be a good sponsor.
That'd be okay. Twitch, whatever.
They would just say, "Here's a couple of hats that we made for you guys. We'll just give you a cut of the sales."
Perfect.
Yeah.
I'll take a cent out
They
of
could
$1.
just give us if they could give us rare couriers to give away for the Noobs Ass Noobs thing.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome.
That would be the thing. We could be
Yeah.
giving away one of them faceless Tyrannosaurus Rex couriers. this
Or a
week
couple
something.
Steam controllers.
Oh, yeah. I don't know if anyone... There was some talk about the Steam controllers and people being like, ugh.
Not too
groaning.
excited. Yeah.
Not
That's where I
into it.
am too, but
Yeah. I'm intrigued.
I'm intrigued with applications outside of Dota 2.
yeah, that's really fair. That's really fair.
All right. Let's see. I'm going to do one more.
Oh,
here.
one more. Okay,
right.
yeah. Bring it on, Cheeks.
Okay. Here we go. This is from friend of the show. Let's see. Dwarv SC.
Ah, yes.
Ah.
Hello, Dwarf FC.
FC.
So most people...
Dwarf SC.
Dwarves C. Dwarves C.
Dwarves
No, Dwarv
SC.
SC. Most people
Whoa.
think of patch 6.84 as the Aghanim Scepter patch.
Yes.
In previous episodes, you guys have debated that some of the new upgrades are just really not worth spending 4,200 gold. But
Agreed.
I found out that this is a really big indirect buff Ags to
Rubik?
Ags on Rubik.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
Because he can steal the ult and have the Ags upgrade, and the Ags upgrade is still very powerful.
Yeah.
I
So do
definitely
you guys
agree.
know of any other indirect buffs to heroes
As a
for
result?
the game
Indirect
from
buffs.
6.84?
I think of indirect nerfs with the Yule Scepter nerf.
Yeah, no, that's true. I think just in general, the items that they added were more skewed to supports.
Supports and core spellcasters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think that was a pretty big indirect buff.
I think as things have kind of been playing out, it's been more of a patch of new items instead of Ags upgrades.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that's
You
that's
do
kind of
see a lot more of the new items being used.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
You kind of
Glimmer
read
Cape
about some of the
everywhere.
crazy new Ags upgrades, and then nobody really winds up using them.
Yeah, Tusk.
Tusk, Wraith King,
Yeah, Wraith King.
Life Stealer.
I
wanna-
want
I want to try it. I want to try it.
I want to try it too.
We got to
Yeah.
do that. Can we
The
do
double
that?
bomb.
We gotta try it.
the double bomb. Oh yeah.
It's a triple.
Yeah, it's the triple.
It's
yeah,
the triple bomb.
Well, right.
You got it. So I have to be Lich. I have to be inside of a Life Stealer. Or no, he has to be inside of me. Wait, I don't know. How does that happen? I've already forgotten how this combo is supposed to happen.
Life Stealer consumes
Anyway.
the Lich, and then Life Stealer infests like Storm Spirit or something.
Yeah.
Or anyone with a blade
Or
dagger.
Spirit Breaker.
Yeah,
Spirit
Spirit
Breaker.
Breaker.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
There we go.
Oh yeah. Oh, good stuff. But yeah, I think a lot of the indirect buffs were towards sports, in my opinion. Just those items are
Really nice.
Glimmer Cape.
Oh, Glimmer Cape has been so nice.
That what's the thing that reflects the soul?
Lotus Orb.
Lotus Orb. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that thing's awesome.
Octarine Core.
Octarine Core.
Right for the casters.
Mango.
Yeah. Oh God, mango. Yeah, it's a good point.
Mango's been real nice.
I love mangoes. But yeah, I think that's most of the indirects, in my opinion.
Yep.
All right. Well, let's see who gets this inscribed armor of the unyielding mask for Juggernaut.
The unyielding.
Let me try and say that again. Put the reverb on, Jared.
You got it. Go ahead.
Inscribed armor of the unyielding mask.
That was great.
Pretty classic.
Hashtag production
Pretty
value.
Yeah.
Pretty
yeah,
classic.
exactly. We're stepping it up. So let's see. I'm reaching inside my hat right now. I'm twirling my fingers about sensually over the slips of paper with names of users on them.
Well, this is.
I'm pulling
episode
out a
69.
name. And can you give me the reverb again for the name?
The winner of the inscribed armor of the unyielding mask is Retina Burn.
How neat is that?
Nice.
Good job, Retina Burn.
Congratulations.
You've won.
It's perfect.
Congratulations, Retina Burn. I'm going to reply to your thing on the thing.
With
On
the
Reddit.
thing.
With the thing, yeah. I'm going to reply to your post on Reddit saying to friend me on Steam if you're not already a friend, and I will gift you that inscribed armor of the unyielding mask.
Perfect.
Mask.
Mask, indeed. So, everybody, keep an eye out for Offlane Gaming Episode 5's launch live premiere. We'll be posting the details of that on our Twitter, which is Offlane Gaming, and we will be giving away a copy of The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt to someone who is in attendance at that live premiere. For PC, I should say.
So is that happening tomorrow or next week?
No, that's going to be potentially next week.
Okay.
We got to
Yeah,
shoot
15th.
episode 5 this week.
Okay, perfect.
Yes.
Okay. I think that brings us to the end of the show. Let's go over internet stuff. Cheeks, where can we find you online?
You can find me at Cheeks of Flappin' on Twitter.
Oh, yeah.
Cheeks of Flappin' on Instagram. Cheeks, that's CCHHEEEEKKSS on PSN. And Cheeks of Flappin' on Xbox Live.
Wonderful. Jared.
You can find me here on the internet.
Perfect. You can find me on Twitter at Sahbone Dota. That's a new Dota-based Twitter account I've been tweeting from.
Oh,
So all my Dota stuff has been going there.
okay.
That's SAHBONE
R.
DOTA. No R. There's no R in there. Also follow the show
boner.
on Twitter, Reddit, YouTube, Twitch, and also WeLikeDota.com. And I think that's it, right? Do we have anything else?
The Patreon.
Oh, Patreon, yes. Also, support us on Patreon. Let's say you have $2, and you say, guys, I have $2 that I would like to give you monthly. You can go to patreon.com/WeLikeDota and do that very thing.
Absolutely.
What if I have $2, but I really want something else that costs $1?
You could do whatever sort of payment scheme you'd like to do.
Yes.
Okay.
From
So I
1
can
to
give you,
infinity
like,
dollars.
$1.
Correct.
And then use the other $1 for something else.
I
Candy.
think
Candy.
$1 is the minimum.
Okay. All right. Great.
So, actually, real quick sidebar. I was researching other Dota 2 and other gaming podcasts' Patreons, and it would seem that we are one of the best funded gaming podcasts out there.
Yeah, so shout out to these to our patrons.
You guys are freaking
Seriously,
awesome.
yeah. You guys are helping us do some things, helping us not pay out of pocket for this,
Right.
which we appreciate for
Yes.
sure, and helping us keep a really bright light on.
Yes, that's right. Specifically, Flossin, Tugs McBoat, and Taj. So big shout out to
Taj.
those guys. Thanks a lot.
Yeah.
I wish we could get some clarification on how to actually pronounce that. Is it Taj?
We'll go with yes.
Yes.
Until we hear elsewise.
Yeah. Our music also comes to us from Michael Edwards of the Sunrise Robot Network. You can check them out at sunriserobot.net. And I think that's all. We'll see you
Yeah.
guys next week.